Hey everyone, Arthur Gray here. This video has been sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare, the best platform for learning online. No, I'm joking. I am for learning, and you can use whatever tools you want to learn. And I recommend you learn. Skillshare, Udemy, whatever. They're not sponsoring this video, and they probably won't for another few thousand videos. But that's not my goal for these videos. So today I want to share with you something very proud. I want to share something that I feel proud of. It's not an interesting story, but it's something I feel proud, so I want to share it. It's about this office you can see behind me. This is my first ever office that I've built for myself with my partner here, who sits here, but he's not in the office today. We built this place as a holy place that attracts money. It attracts manifestations. It attracts dreams. Things happen here that are not explainable. They're from out of this world. The next Apple is going to be built here. And the next Jeff Bezos of the world will be from this office. And some crazy things happen here. And this office is going to be a historical place where people come to visit and see where Arthur Gray and Thomas Fainshall spent their days in 2025, just before they conquered the world and the internet. Okay, so no more prophesizing for myself. I wish to do a little bit more of it. It helps me mentally. It helps me. So about this office, okay, that was a long tangent, sorry about that. This office came about because I lost my clients, my biggest paying clients. I was extremely burnt out. I had a small child at home. I had a daughter at home that was like, what, 1 month, 2 months? Basically, I had a child. And of course, I had a wife at home. So these four things drove me to actually have my own office and have my own space to do things, to build the future. And that's exactly what I'm doing here, building my future. So this office symbolizes new beginnings for me. This place symbolizes foundation upon everything is built. And that's why I'm saying it's personal to me. Most likely, people watching this video, perhaps you have a home office, perhaps you do have a massive office, perhaps you don't have an office, perhaps you work, for a business and they have the office. You just have to share it with a bunch of people. But there's definitely a crucial step in a career of, small business owner or a business owner. And that is, having your own office, like building your own space, filling it in with your own creativity, filling it in with how you see the world, filling it in with your artifacts and your experiences. For example, you see this bookshelf? I want to fill it in with books. So on one side, this is like what? Something like 15 books. On the other side, there's another like 15 or 20 books. So like this one block is like 45 books. I want to fill this in. All these sections, 6 sections, full of books, like that, 45 each. Then my father is going to be proud. Joking. I don't have father problems, maybe. But, I want to fill it in and just kind of be proud of myself, saying, this is where my knowledge lies. Of course, it's probably in between my ears, hopefully. But the physical manifestation of it is going to be in these boxes. And can you imagine how I feel sitting there by my desk and, teaching somebody or doing some client work when I have this proof of my knowledge sitting next to me? Of course, I have to read those books. You don't just buy books. And I've read all of these books. You see, on the other side, there's another 15, sorry. I've read all of those. There's a few books up here, and those are the ones that either I'm reading or I haven't read yet. But I want to feel the same, it's probably going to be 200, 300 books here. Imagine how you feel when you're doing that work and next to you is 300 books that you've read. You think it's like a massive ego boost. It's like reality bending type shit. It's like, I can make this website for $2,000. I've read 300 books. You can justify yourself charging a lot of money for your knowledge or your experience because you got some proof here. Of course, nothing beats reading, experience beats reading 100%. But I think reading is a great justification for how smart you are. If you want to feel smart, if you want to feel smarter, you're probably not going to become smarter by reading books, but you're going to feel smarter. And everything in this world is feelings. There's very little logic in the world if you look around. When I was in the military, you know what? The most frequent quote I used to hear in the military: do not look for logic in the military. It was crazy because it was probably the most structured place and hierarchy, this and that. It's the most structured place in the world. Everything is calculated to such a small degree but there's no logic there. And they tell you, do not look for logic in here because you won't find it. So in the world, everything is emotions. And, it's all about how you feel. Not what you actually know or do, but as long as you feel smart and you act smart, you end up making smart decisions and you end up getting smart consequences. But that comes from the feeling, not from the fact. So it's all about feeling and creating this environment that makes you feel in a certain way. If it makes you feel confident, if it makes you feel smart, if it makes you feel like you're in control, like you have the freedom, then you end up acting in that way and you end up living that kind of life. But it all comes down to taking control of your life and influencing and making those little decisions of your action, the ones you control, that end up into this big action and big decisions that are also, influenced by those little control actions that you did. And that's how you control your life. You control your environment, you control your reactions, you control your decisions, and you control your actions. If you control those 4 places of your life, you're in control of your life. That's it. Simple as that. So this is how this tantrum about going into an office turned out to be a control freak. It turned out to show me as a control freak, but I'm not. All right, so that's it for this one. Namaste.